Or an idiot. A melted version of a dick that's been shrink wrapped.
The absolute elite shithousery of this. Good morning and welcome to this morning's edition of the Ought to Know Better podcast. This is the Berardi and Coke after-match podcast of the Fulham at home game. I am joined this morning by my capable, remarkable, glamorous assistant, Jay. How are we doing this morning, Jay?
I'm knackered, mate. Absolutely knackered. But yeah, very happy to get a win. You know, it's always a good weekend when you get a win. I feel like I can't remember much of the game because not a lot actually happened in it. But I'm happy we got a win while playing pretty shit. So really can't be upset.
So I've got some notes, and
Okay.
I think as we go through, you'll be a little bit surprised about just how much happened in the game, but we'll see.
Maybe it's one of them, isn't it?
It is.
It's like a plod. You were just watching, like fucking hell.
I get where you're coming from, but I'm going to do this early. I'm going to do it quick, and I'm going to get out of the way. I was on Sky yesterday, so I was very well prepared, having watched the match. Yeah. So I wanted to be as prepared as possible. So that's mentioned. It's out of the way. We'll crack on. So if we just start off with the starting lineup, then there were a lot of rumours in the 24, 48 hours before the game was due to kick off about Biol, about Stack. There were a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, it's on Wacko, they're full of shit." But people going, "Well, it's on Wacko. They often have information before anybody else does." And a lot of infighting in the fan base, but it proved to be true. No Biol, no Stack on the match day. It looks like Biol's going to be out for a little longer, and Stack might be back quite quickly. So, starting lineup, Darlow in goal. We'll start there. Bit of a surprise to you that he retained his place after the cup game.
Very much so. Yeah, I don't think any of us expected that really. Barker's always been reluctant to drop somebody off the back of a bad game or two, do you know? And a guy that we spent that much money on, it seems strange to me to do that. I mean, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's just sending a message that it doesn't matter who you are, what we've spent. If you're not up to scratch, we're not fucking around anymore. We're in Premier League now. We need to stay there. So, you know, on one hand, maybe it's a good thing, and it does send a bit of a boot up the arse to all of them that no one's place is safe, you know? No matter how important that you might think you are to the side or whatever, or you know the club spent money on you, don't mean anything if you're not doing it. It's going to put someone else in, so that's a good thing in that sense. I hope it doesn't sort of mess with Perry's head and put him in a bad mood. You know what keepers are like; they're a bit special, aren't they?
You've got to have a little bit missing, haven't you, to be a good keeper? No, I don't know if you've seen Farke or heard Farke's comments about that, but he actually said that he thought that it was weighing on Perry. And he took him out. In essence, he was taking him out of the firing line. Now, if you think back to last season and an opportunity to drop Meslier earlier on in the season after the cup games, and he didn't do that, do you think there's a potential learning there from him that he didn't make that choice last season?
Well,
as early as he could have done.
I think when you look at his track record with us, I think he's shown this season alone, really, that he is capable of and prepared to learn from things, because he has made changes where they've needed to be made, like tactically and stuff like that. Still a bit wedded to his time period for his subs coming on, which is a bit annoying. But you know, I sort of understand that in like you set your team out from the start to play a certain way, and it's the lineup that you think gives you the best chance of doing that. And I think in his mind, he wants to give that every opportunity to work up until you reach a point where it's like, right, okay, gotta say enough's enough now and do something different. I think that's his his attitude towards it and the subs and things like that. But aside from that, he has shown a willingness to learn and adapt, and he's changed the tactics, he's changed the players. So I think you can look at that and say he probably has learned that was a mistake what he did with Meslier, and in the end, it didn't benefit us or the player the way that it was handled for me.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
I think that's probably something that he's conscious of.
Okay, fair comments. So let's move slightly further forward. Then obviously an enforced change with Biol not being available. Justin comes in, so we had Goodmanson and Bogle wing backs, and we had the back three, Rodon, Strike, and Justin. there were a lot of question marks around Justin early on in the season of why have we gone and signed him when we could have put that money towards a 10, put that money towards a different striker. We've signed 2 strikers on a free. We'll come on to the forward line later on, but he's really repaid the decision to sign him, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think massively so. I think we've had more out of him already than most people thought we'd get all season, from a performance standpoint and the contributions he's made. And it says a lot for him that Bogle is such an important, integral part of what we do that he can come in and stand in for him. And although he's not as dynamic, it doesn't all fall apart.
Yeah.
It's not like, we don't look completely screwed because we've got somebody else there instead of him. We're not as good going forward, sure, but we don't look like we're going to fall apart or leak goals specifically because he's in there. For me, he's a guy who's doing a job, and he's probably closer to a 6 and a 7 out of 10 every week, maybe. Kind of okay, doesn't really put a foot wrong, but doesn't do anything spectacular.
I would agree with that. But
I'll take that from a squad player.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we needed, didn't it? Yeah, and he's actual Premier League squad capable. Because if you look at what he's done, he's filled in for Gabby at times as well, and Gabby's been a revelation on the left. And yesterday played on the right-hand side of a 3 until we were in possession when Bogle really pushed forward and we switched to a back 4 when we were in possession, really. And then he were playing at full-back. And that adaptability, you're thinking like Stewie D, kind of, it's that sort of coverage that you really, really need from your squad players. And I agree. We've not lost the assurance of having a Bogle or a Gabby when they've been so good this season. That's crucial, isn't it? Being able to bring people in.
It says a lot. I think in general we've just it's felt like a curse, hasn't it? Like whenever we've had a situation where we've had to make wholesale changes, it's never worked.
Yeah,
it's like when we had was it Stoke away under Farker in the first season, maybe when he first played Gruev.
But he played him kind of in an 8.
Yeah, but it was just terrible, wasn't it? And everybody were I don't want to.
He was far too far forward, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he was. Yeah, when you look at him, he's not dynamic enough for that.
He's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that we have reached a level now where, like, even looking at that team yesterday, I was a bit like, oh, fucking hell. But I wasn't like, we're losing now. I was like, oh, it might be a little bit harder now than I thought it was going to be, but we'll be all right. We'll be all right. You didn't used to think that if there was like reserve players put in there, subs and stuff, you were like, oh shit, we're screwed now because the only good players we've got are the first 11.
Yeah, strong first 11, but then you're really scratching around to see a difference maker. And you're right. Well, so you mentioned Gruev. Let's move a bit further forward again. Then Gruev, Ampadu, Aronson in the midfield.
It's going to be a tough one for you to swallow this, isn't it?
Is it? I mean,
he had a good game, did you, mate?
Did he?
He made some mistakes. The shot that he skied was outrageous. But
he's holding on to the ball for too long as well, though. There's times when he were going back towards our goal, and you're thinking, "Fucking pass it."
It is, and he does that, and it drives you out of your fucking mind. But like, then there was the bit where he was over sort of in front of the dugouts, and there were sort of 3 men around him trying to tackle him, and they were just jinking about, skipping. And he got past all of them.
You did.
You know what I mean? He's showing something different, and
he absolutely is.
It's not something either of us thought we were going to see. Let's be honest. I were right there with you, but fair play to him. Maybe he just needed an extended time to settle or something. I don't know. Something's changed with him. Like maybe he's bought in, or maybe he's got a fucking psychologist who knows, who said you need to use this negativity and shove it down people's throats. Who knows in this day and age? But whatever it is, fair play to Farker and whoever's behind it, because we've got a player there now where we just look like we had a guy taking up a shirt.
Yeah, just a passenger. He's not just a passenger anymore. I absolutely agree with that. And I think maybe you see glimpses of it on a match day, but go on, give us that name and then read out the comment, Jay.
Easy or Easy Kreisel? No, Kreisy.
Is it not Easy Kreisy?
easy crazy or easy crazy. It depends where in the world you're from.
Yeah, go on.
Whoever that is, he says he hit puberty. There you go. It could be.
No, I'm gonna see if I can see what you feel about this. You see him interact with him a lot on during the course of the match. He's constantly telling him where to go, what to be, geeing him up when he skies an easy shot that he should be at least working the keeper with. DCL's had a massive impact on him, I think.
Oh yeah, big time.
I really do.
I think having somebody who's like a focal point has helped him in the kind of sense of he's got more of a clear idea what he's trying to do, where he's trying to go, and where he wants the ball to end up. You know, I think that's changed his game a bit, like having something to aim at and a more clear picture of what he should be doing and what his role is. He's been a bit of a, jack of all trades, just put him wherever kind of guy, hasn't he? And that's probably not helped him when you're not doing well in the team, and then you're getting moved around as well. You can't really settle into your position and get the sort of rapport with the guys that are regularly around you in the side, and that's probably helped him that he's had this consistent run and he keeps playing him in the same sort of position. But yeah,
the formation works for him as well, doesn't it?
It does.
Clearly lends itself to what he needed.
And you've got to say fair play to Farker for that, because he has tailored the tactic to work well for a lot of the players.
Yeah, but if you consider, we're talking about Justin and his flexibility and adaptability. He's nearly 28. It is a different profile in terms of the experience they've got, and you need to have that as well.
I was bidding him next year.
Well, yeah, there is that. He'll be over ill soon. So Gruev coming into the midfield with Ampadu, though, puts a different dynamic on that as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I think Gruev becomes that fulcrum kind of in the 4 role, not a 6, because a 6 is centre half. I'm not having any of the kids saying that a 6 is a midfielder. I'm not having it. Kind of that deep lying player, on average, more often is Gruev and not Ampadu. But that is, you mentioned the Gruev game when he were kind of played in an 8/10 role, and it just didn't fit him. It wasn't right. But I feel he does suit that 4 role. But I wanted to focus more on Ampadu because I think it just frees him up somewhat. He's excellent in that deep lying role.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But yesterday, for me, it was just immense. £7 million for him is just ludicrous, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly what Chelsea could do with right now, isn't he? They can't have him back, so they can piss off.
But it does almost take the shackles off him, doesn't it? He plays with an additional layer of freedom when Gruev's in the midfield.
Yeah, it does, because he doesn't have to cover all the defensive stuff anymore. He can sort of use his passing range a bit more and take his time and find players and look for runs and things, but he doesn't also have that responsibility on his shoulders to break up every attack or anything like that. He can direct players around him, and he's just a really good captain. He's just a good, experienced international midfield player who's still got his best years ahead of him.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's 4 years off Carl, putting him out to pasture.
Well, that's it. I mean, if you're going to make a Leeds 11 of the best signings since we were relegated from the Premier League 20 years ago or whatever, he's got to be in there for me, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. And he's got that.
We're not going to get into the full thing because we could do a separate
we'd be here forever. Yeah, we'll do a separate pod on that. I think it's a good idea, though. But he's also got that edge that a lot of our players don't have, the shithousery, the capability to game manage that a lot of, I think Longstaff's got it. And I think Longstaff's probably another positive impact on Aronson because of the experience he's got and the way that he plays the games and obviously where he operates. So we'll move a bit further forward again then.
Just a quick question for you.
Yeah, go on.
It's on that. Do you think the fact that we have got players who have played Premier League football before in the side now is helping Aronson? Because he was chucked in with a bunch of people that had come from all over the place that had not played Premier League football last time, wasn't he?
And a lot of them were knobheads, it turned out.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
So, massively. And I think that, the way that we now settled you look earlier in the season, and a lot of people had gone from defending Farke to kind of being somewhere else on that spectrum. And even the most diehard Farke people were going, it's becoming a really challenging conversation to have now. Me too.
I were there all pre-season, like, no, you can't sack a guy that got you promoted. You got to give him a chance. He's done a good job. And I really, really wanted it to work for him. And we all thought it wasn't. And we were just kind of like gutted for him because we like the guy, I think.
We wanted the fire beast.
Obviously. Yeah, we did. But we've got him back now.
Yeah. So I think it is right to say the signings that we've made, the Premier League experience that's come in is helping all round. It's elevated. I think Gruev has gone another level again. From the Championship Gruev that we had.
He's kind of doing the exact same things he did in the Championship. Like, he's not become a better player, but he's managed to take the things he did and do it in the Premier League, step it up a level.
And more sustainably.
Without becoming a superstar.
He's kind of raised the baseline, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's doing his thing, but he's now doing it in the Premier League.
Yeah. Equally, one of the things that really hurt us around Longstaff, obviously, for a bit longer term, but start not being available, is the set pieces, which Gruev took. And
he did,
they're not as dangerous, and that's why he's not on them when Stack and Longstaff are available, because they are very, very... James Justin actually took them from the other side, and I thought his deliveries were good.
Took some corners, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
So,
we are... If you look at the chance creation, Stack's right up there. He's second in the entire Premier League in terms of chance creation at the moment. He's Stack, and then you look at the ability that we have and the number of goals scored from set pieces. Again, we're right up there with the top scorers from set pieces at the moment, which is a world away from where we were a few years ago, isn't it? Where we couldn't score from
157 corners or something without a goal.
But we're a real threat. Rodon is scoring goals. Stroik's been a goal threat. Whatever you think about his defending and he's stepping out of the line and whatever else, he's always been a threat in the box. But Calvert-Lewin's ability in the air as well, and we do have. Yeah, we do have some real danger. So, but just to mention that forward line, then DCL's a shoe-in. If he's fit and available, he plays. Okafor alongside him. Mecha, Nonto. He chose Okafor. I mean, for me, I think it was actually more a 3-4-3 a lot of the time, with Aronson and Okafor playing left and right, rather than it was a 3-5-2 that we've seen before. But he did plump for Okafor rather than Nonto, rather than Mecha. What are your thoughts on that one?
I'm not sure. I really want to like Okafor. I want him to be a bit of a star, but it just feels like there's something missing with him. I don't know what it is. Like, he has moments where he does really good stuff, but then he has moments where he'll just do absolute shite final balls, or he'll not beat his man, or and it's just the inconsistency. It's like he's one of those players, isn't he, where, again, we've got him because of that. If he were consistent, it'd be twice the money that he was, and he'd be playing for someone else.
£80 million to be in Champions League.
Yeah. You're trying to either get sort of youngsters or uncover a gem, or you're getting a journeyman basically at our kind of level, aren't you? So he's one of those players where we probably wouldn't have him if he was more consistent, but he does have ability. There is something there. If we can get it out of him, then he's a real asset. But he's not contributing enough for me at the moment. And I think I'd rather see Mecha start up there with DCL. I just think they work better as a front pair.
So I would agree with that. And I think the one thing I would say is I absolutely agree with that if you are playing with a front pair, and you said that. But we didn't really. We played with a front three, like I just said. And for all Mecha's positives, and obviously he got the winner. He could have had another one. I don't know if you've seen it back, but it was a brilliant save by Leno after he'd already scored. The left-footed chance into top corner. It's a brilliant save, and it's a great shot that Mecha had. But he'd been absolute arse before that. He'd lost the ball. Moves had broken down. Poor touches and putting himself under pressure. He's not a left winger. He's a striker.
No, that's the problem as well. If you do have two sort of strikers on the pitch, because you'll excuse like bad things happening or giving the ball away if they get a goal. But if you've got two of them on there, you can't have two guys that are doing a lot of bad shit and breaking play down and losing the ball, and then you're hoping that both of them are going to get a goal. It's weakening your team, your chances of getting something, because you've got two guys who might be fluffing it and misplacing passes or whatever. And you can forgive if they get the goals, as I say, but it's hard to get the goals if there's two of them. You need somebody consistent who's getting balls in, and one guy who's there to finish them. It don't matter what else he does. But for me, I think Willie Gnonto would be better than Okafor. I think he puts better crosses in, and he's a bit more direct, and he will get right direct to the line and cross as well. Will Willie? But for some reason he just doesn't seem to fancy him over Okafor. I guess because Willie's better playing on the left, really. But I don't know. On the right. Sorry. He plays on the right. Yeah, my brain just did like a
no, it's fine.
over there. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm very tired this morning.
No, it's fine. Honestly, yeah, it's fine. I think if you're giving me an option of who's going to play on the left of a three when we're in possession, I'm not choosing Mecha to start.
No, I'm probably not.
If you're saying we're playing a 3-5-2 with genuinely two up front, Mecha and DCL is my choice.
Yeah, I agree.
So albeit Mecha came on, like I said, scored the winner, could have got another one playing from the left. His build-up play, he's not the same sort of player as somebody that's spent a lot of time playing on the wings. So I think it's a challenge, but that's the balance. And Farke's made the point. He's a striker. He knows his forwards, and he'll do what he thinks right. And he'll live or die by that. That's absolutely fine. I think it's just that difference. It's only a tweak because Aronson basically played in midfield but pushed out right with Bogle overlapping when we were in possession, and I think that that is a tweak from what we've seen, because it wasn't a genuine 3-5-2, it was a 3-4-3 really. Okay,
it looked like a 4-2-4 at times later on.
Yeah, he did. So, right, we've covered the starting lineup and we've taken 22 minutes over it. Very, very quickly, their starting lineup. I'm just going to read it out, and I want you to tell me if there's anybody in there that you were worried about. So, they had Leno, Castagne, Anderson, Cuenca, Robinson, Sanderberg, Lukic, Wilson, Smith-Rowe, Sessegnon, and Raul. Raul?
Jimenez, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you can't call him Raul.
No.
Raul's retired and was a Champions League legend. You can't call him that. Yeah, we'll call him Jimenez. Anybody there that you're worried about?
Not especially. I think Wilson, obviously, we expected the worst just because of the link to him, and the
and he's been playing well,
and he has a hell of a season. But the most notable thing he did was that god-awful challenge, which he got away with.
He did.
Fucking bullshit. But no, I don't think really. I mean, Sander Burge is all right, isn't he? Sessegnon used to be somebody, but nobody ever talks about him anymore, so not worried about him.
Leeds legend, Devil Smith-Rowe.
Fucking hell. Again, he's kind of in the Sessegnon bracket for me. Somebody that used to be talked up a lot, who's just kind of faded into obscurity.
They were at Arsenal when there were a lot of talk around him, wasn't there? It was a potential thing rather than a delivery now.
Yeah.
But obviously, he got us promoted by him by scoring. So we'll take that.
We will take that.
Did you hear them chanting for him because he came off just in front of East stand and then had to walk around? Did you hear all the chants for him?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he looked so confused. I can't actually remember what they were chanting.
But we were thanking him for scoring that goal,
basically,
and he was just like, "What?" I don't remember that.
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, because where you were, you can't hear the NEL, but I was not in the corporates, but I was near the corporates. I was in West Stand yesterday, so you can hear it because it's coming at you rather than it being the opposite
You
corner
on
for you.
wooden seats?
Oh yeah, one of those that
sit down, do you?
That when you have to eat West.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Choice.
Yeah,
and they've got great big bolts that stick out at wall. That when the seat's folded up, it smashes you in calf.
Fucking hell!
It's horrible.
Just don't need it, do you? It's an health and safety nightmare, that stadium.
So before we get into first half, I'm just going to spin through some of the comments. Thank you for starring these. Kenneth Clement says, morning, Bryn. BNC at 5:50 a.m. Wisconsin time. Gilly truly does hate America. Lol. Not having it. Look, I was going to put this out on. I'd have seen it, but it were on the other side of my laptop. No, welcome along, Kenneth. Thank you for joining us at that early on the morning. That's more than Jay could manage. 5:50 on the morning. Pat Gallagher says, time to talk about a new deal for Farker. Where are you on that, Jay?
By all means. By all means.
Keep him in while we're settled.
Yeah. How long's he got left, though? Because if he's got 2 years left, I'd leave it a year yet before we talks about it, just to see how next year goes.
I'm not sure, actually.
Like a year left, I'd be getting onto him.
Agreed. I would agree with that. It looks like it runs to 27.
I'd probably wait till end of season. I'd say if you keep us up, we'll talk about a new deal and reward him, give him a little incentive, and give him.
Yeah, in July 23, it was confirmed that he'd been given a 4-year contract, so it runs through to July 27. So, I mean,
it's probably about time then.
It's probably about time. 18 months away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yes,
I think
Bayern Munich.
I think yes, I think is the answer to that. We'd give you a pat. Matt Barlow says, is it true that JSL's agent is a season ticket holder? Crazy if true. Can't hurt our chances to try and sign him up the Norwegian Whites.
It is true.
I think that is confirmed.
It is true. He was there, wasn't he?
I don't necessarily think that means that he's definitely coming to Leeds, because
he's a season ticket holder. He's going to be there.
Yeah, we know now that is the case. But just because we didn't know it a week ago didn't stop it being true. It's like Everest was still the tallest mountain in the world before we knew it existed.
That's it. But I like to think that his agent is just like on him all the time now. I like to think he was texting him last night.
Go Leeds.
Right, did you see it today? Did you see Leeds? It were great.
I went. It were brilliant.
You'd really enjoy it here. So good. Oh, so much better than Wolves. And you don't have to live in Wolverhampton either. Win-win.
They definitely live in Solihull. There's no way they live in Wolverhampton.
They don't live in Wolverhampton. I've been to Wolverhampton. I've seen it.
Michael Gott says, there was part in the game where Brendan just missed and he was ready to feel bad about it, and DCL came up to him and said, less of that, pushed as if saying, get back on it. Absolutely right. I think he keeps him grounded. That was one of the things I was reflecting on when I said it. But equally, he was one of the ones, so I don't even remember, but when Aronson did score, when he ran over to Cheese Wedge, DCL came and lifted him up, like Simbered him. So, I think he's clearly in his corner. And when you've got the belief... but if you remember the belief that Bielsa had in Pat Bamford, and the impact that had on him, maybe all he needed was somebody with gravitas, because DCL's got that. He's our star striker, our main man, or at least has been this season. Metcha's got quality about him. I'm not taking that away from him, but DCL's been the fulcrum and the focal point and the star man. When he's the one that's going head up, when he's the one that's going well done, that carries just that additional weight, doesn't it? And I wonder if if that's the impact he needed.
Maybe so. I mean, it just might be a better group in general for the sort of social aspect and sort of bigging each other up and being each other's hype men, No
Adams, no Cine, less ego.
No dickheads. Fucking hell. I like to think that when Willie Nonto got frozen out, they all stopped booting him out at WhatsApp group and that, and didn't talk to him for a couple of weeks. And they were like, "Oh, lads, please let me back in. I'll be good."
Not like Byram asking if he had to go buy some socks and where they were going to get his sandwiches from. But it Byram. Might have been Charlie Taylor. It was somebody around that time, wasn't it?
I know the story you're on about. Yeah, I thought it was Byram, but who knows?
Last one for now. Tom Gatlin says, if rumours are true, would you be okay as offering Pero Nonto and £5 million to Wolves to Strand Larson? I'm going to stick my neck out right now and say that's all bullshit. It's somebody's football manager fever dream. How often in the world do you see swap deals happening? They just don't happen. There's actually, so Villa are in the point of potentially doing one around Marlon at the moment. Marlon's gone. So, but it's not a swap deal. It's two independent deals. And the reason for the two independent deals, it stinks. It's PSR. Because if you sell a player, well, if you sell a player, you get 100% of the money in. If you buy a player, you only pay for the percentage that reflects the amount of time they've got on the contract. So PSR, if you're swapping two players of similar ability with another club, it works for both clubs. It stinks. But even that's not a swap deal. It's two independent deals because it has to be structured that way for PSR. Otherwise, you don't get the benefit of it.
And each player is going to have a different amount of amortization left on the deal. So there are amounts that have to be settled and figured out and cancel each other out, and it has to be structured to do that. So it's complicated, isn't it?
So my view, it ain't happening at all.
I'd say no. I'd say no to the deal anyway. While I'd be sad to see Pirro go, I'd be willing to sell him if we had to, just because it's kind of shit for him not getting to play football, and it's a guy who's not playing for us that's could bring in money to get someone who would be playing for us. I don't really want to see him go, but I wouldn't be offering him and Nonto and $5 million. Not a chance.
No,
I won't sell Nonto. I know a lot of Leeds fans would, but I like him.
I won't. I absolutely would not.
I won't.
Okay, right. Let's get into the game. 32 minutes in. I mean, we'll mention it again. We did mention it on the main pod, but it was nice being able to pay tribute to Terry Orth in the build-up, and you expect it now from the players, but the opposition players, and I thought the fans. I was in the West Stand, so it's quite difficult to see what away fans are doing, but it sounded like they were joining in with that as well. I don't know if you had a better view of that.
Yeah, I could see him clapping away, so fair play to Fulham fans for that one.
One thing that I've not seen before, and it might just be because typically I'm in the cheese or the cop if I can, and if I can't, I'm in the NEL, was there were a lot of mobile phones with the lights on that I saw in East Stand.
Was there?
Yeah, while the applause were going on.
Well, no, because that way though.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be able to see it from your angle. That's what I mean, because I'm normally cheese or NEL or cop, but there were a load of but it was quite nice. I suppose
that's some of the kids do now, because
maybe
family.
There's a bit of concerts, don't they?
Well, yeah.
If you think of that, they do it at concerts. So
they don't have lighters.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so if we just get into the game, then I think at the start I thought that we did play well. We've been guilty recently of slow start in a game. I didn't feel like that was us yesterday. It felt like we hit our stride quite quickly, and right from the outset, especially Leno, but just overall, it felt like they were there to spoil, and it were going to be a poor game because all they were doing is slow play, breaking up play. He
was a nightmare with it.
It was frustrating, wasn't it?
Yeah, God, yeah. They're pissing about with the goal kicks and stuff as well, and then he's taking one from some random spot. Last week against Newcastle, he got told you can't do that and got told to take it from a certain position, and it pisses me off, man. It's a different subject I'm sure we'll get to. We'll speak about the ref and inconsistency, but yeah, they clearly didn't come to try and play a game of football and win it. They came to get out with a point and just try to absorb, and they were trying to waste as much time as they could. And do you know what? I hate it, but I find it hilarious when we're doing it to the side. So I can't slag them off too badly for it. It's just when you're on the receiving end of it, it's awful, isn't it, to watch?
But hang on. So there's an air of pragmatism that's needed when when we go to Liverpool, literally the champions, and we're there as a newly promoted side. It would be madness for us to try and play expansive, free-flowing football, leave gaps in behind us, especially with the pace that they've got in attack and that sort of thing. Like Fulham are in the top half of the table and we're a newly promoted team. Is that not embarrassing?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Like you say, you're playing a team like Liverpool. It makes sense because they're the champions. So you're expecting
£1 billion worth of squad.
The difference between us and Fulham is that we're looking at teams in and around where we are and thinking that's a winnable game. That's a winnable game. And they're obviously thinking we just need to get a point. We just need to pick up what we can. We've just got to get what we can. It's a different mentality.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would agree with that. But we did start off well. And I thought we did get into the game quite quickly. And there were only short periods where they did anything. It did surprise me. I don't know if you've seen the stats. It did surprise me that they had the lion's share of possession. They did very little with it, but they did shade it.
Yeah.
So I think the first big chance, or the first good chance that we had, was Okafor. So there was a ball in, Struijk headed it. Okafor, he kind of bounced off Okafor, and then Struijk was offside. There were a few times though that Struijk had free header might be a stretch because each time somebody was trying to challenge him, but got his head to the ball cleanly. Most often, just headed it over.
There's a few ones that just went.
There were a few. It's frustrating, and you know we talk about Stack and we talk about Longstaff not being available and the quality of delivery that they've got. But if the ball's in the box and the centre back's winning it, you need him to work the keeper.
You do, yeah. You've got to be testing the guy and putting a bit of doubt in his mind so that the next one that comes in, he's thinking, "Oh God, is he going to get to it again?"
Yeah,
but he's just seeing you head it over each time. He's going to be like, it's all right, be fine. He's going to miss. You just got to pressure him a bit, haven't you? Make him feel like they're in a game. Make him feel a bit stressed, like he's under some pressure. So his mind racing a little and get that adrenaline going and try and catch him out. Yeah,
exactly. The next big chance that we had was Ampadu was just incredible in the middle anyway, but he won the ball and he did that. Bryn's going to lose his mind when I say this, but he did that Adam Forshaw thing in midfield where he kind of did a half turn and all of a sudden he had 10 yards worth of space and you're like, how on earth did he do that? He fed it into Okafor and that one of the things that really frustrated me, other than the centre backs putting it over, mostly Struijk to be fair, was how often we had good shots and they were just straight at the keeper.
Yeah.
And I think there's a balance there, isn't there? Because I'm saying you got to work the keeper, but then I'm saying they were all at the keeper. It's like,
but you mean you want to work him by making him have to react and move, not just be like, "Oh, thanks."
There were a lot at him, weren't there?
Yeah, there was a few. It's frustrating. It's just you can forgive it, can't you? Because like in the heat of the moment, you just got to blast it. Sometimes, just do what you can, and sometimes it's all you can do. But it's frustrating when people have time and they just put it straight at the keeper. But when it's in a scramble or something, I'm not going to give anyone too much of an hard time.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So Gruev takes a corner. It's cleared.
Is that the one that went to the first man and got flicked up?
Yes. And then Leno catches it.
Yeah.
And rolls it out to Robinson, and Gruev is quick to react.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to score though, hasn't
he? Yeah, but somebody challenged him, didn't they, as he went for the shot?
Robinson just got back to him. Now, Robinson doesn't get the ball, does get the man. And Gruev doesn't score, and we get nothing either way. Now, to me, if you score, it's just a goal. If you don't, well, he's got the man and not the ball. Why is that not a foul?
Why wasn't it a foul when Stack got brought down and Liverpool got given the ball? Do you know what I mean? It happens week in, week out with us now.
Oh, that still frustrates me, the fact that they got the drop ball as well.
I know, exactly. We had possession anyway. It just highlights how bad refereeing is in this country. And we say it every week, and you get bored of saying the same thing, don't you? And I'm sure people are bored of us saying it, but it's so bad. And it's actually like proper opened my eyes this season on how bad it is seeing it in the Premier League, because I always thought that we were victims of lower level refs in the Championship. These guys are in this league because they're not the best,
And that is still true.
That, is it? Yeah,
well, it is still true. But it's not just that.
It's the fact that the rules are obviously laid out in such a way that allows referees to interpret them far too freely. You should not have two similar things with completely different outcomes.
Yeah,
so
correct.
Often.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's all the time. Grealish is sending off for sarcastic applause.
That were ridiculous.
Newcastle, nothing at all.
Yeah, I know. But Newcastle, I can't remember who it was now, but one of our guys tracked someone back and he came from behind him, got his foot round in front of him and tackled him cleanly, and they got a free kick. Somebody yesterday went straight through the back of DCL. We didn't get fuck all.
That happens a lot to DCL, though, doesn't it? Because they can't cope with it.
Yeah. Somebody around me yesterday was like, "Oh, do you know what? I think the referees just think because he's a big bloke, he can take it, and they just don't give stuff."
Which is ludicrous, isn't it?
Yeah.
A foul's a foul.
Of interpretation available.
Yeah.
It should be. Somebody should review these games, and if these refs don't meet a certain percentile, then that should be that. Every game should be reviewed.
The only problem with that, I do agree. The only problem with that is if you take them out of the firing line, you're promoting them Championship referees that we know are shit into the Premier League.
But then you come to a point where you have to address the problem. You can't just keep having
there's an easy fix to it.
You have to either put a fence up or,
but the Premier League has all the money in the world. We've discussed this before. Go and get the cream of the referees from the continent.
They could if they wanted.
Yeah.
But
it's a close shop.
There's a lot of jobs for the boys. Keep it how it is, sort of thing with the refs.
Look after themselves.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. We're not going to fix that now. It is. We're not going to fix that now. So, very, very good breaking down of Fulham's play in midfield. The ball's fed into Bogle in the channel. Very good lobbed ball into Aronson. Talk me through what happens next.
Is this the one when he had a bit too long on it?
You could say that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was bouncing around. You know, it wasn't a ball on the ground, but he should have absolutely buried that for me. That was the worst thing he did all day for me, that miss.
I watched that and I thought, oh, fuck, is it going to be... Are they going to do it to us again? Is it going to be 0-0 till 89 minutes and then they're going to score?
That's what it felt like a bit. He was clean through. He had the goal in front of him. Somehow he just absolutely blasted the fucker and it went back to fucking Hollywood or somewhere.
And that 2 minutes of the match absolutely sums him up, doesn't it? Because the bit that you're talking about on the byline came just after that. He was battling. He was surrounded. 3 or 4 of theirs. I think was Bogle or Justin kind of in there with him, backing him up.
I think it was Bogle who were around there.
But he couldn't really pick him out because they were so close to each other. And you're right, he was jinking. Then he came out with the ball, and it's like, I mean, that's really good.
Behind me were going, fucking pass it!
There's no way he could pick a pass there. There's no way he could pick a pass. The best you're hoping for from that situation is kick it against one of them. Let's have a throw in.
And get
He comes out with ball.
No.
So that's incredible. He can do stuff like that's the frustration, isn't it? That's the full story in isolation, isn't it? It is. You've got that, but then you've got that. It's like,
but we're getting more of that and less of that at the moment. So
yes, long may it continue.
Yeah.
Then there were a flurry of bookings. So one for Lukic, which we'll come on to. And one for Silva. Did you pick up on Silva getting booked?
I didn't at the time, no, but I did know.
There's a reason he's in our graphic crying. It's not just the defeat, it's the booking as well.
Fair enough. What did he actually get booked for again? Was he remonstrating about one of their bookings?
He was mouthing. There was a ludicrous... I mean, it wasn't a ludicrous decision. It was the right decision. But he was arguing about, in a ludicrous fashion, about a decision that was very, very clearly our way. And he wouldn't stop, and he would just go in and go in. Because I was high in West, so I would just behind him, and he was right in a fourth official's face, and he was just screaming at him.
Just on one.
Yeah. Outlet technical area.
I love when we upset people.
Properly kicking off. Yeah, he wasn't having any of it. So, no, that's really fun when you get to see that when it's not your team.
I didn't realise there were so many bookings, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I've brought it up now. Fucking hell, 6.
But I'm just going to mention that. Well, yeah, and I think, is it 5 or is it 7? They ought to get called in front of the disciplinary panel to explain why there were so many in one game. But they
failing to
definitely,
control your players' charge.
yeah, but there definitely should have been one more. Did you see Lukic kick the ball away?
Oh yeah.
So he were already on a
When
booking when he
already
kicked
on
the
the
ball away.
yellow, yeah. And what about that booking Ampadu got given?
Yes.
He thought it were an offside and it were our free kick, so he threw it back to get on with game, and he gets
clearly a mistake. Very clearly a mistake. He's not understood what's been given. But
I wouldn't have been upset if he'd slapped the ref and got a second yellow, to be honest. I'd have been all right with it.
So, on the referee, that's Kavanagh.
Yeah.
1, he's a mank. 2, he's the same referee that gave Ampadu a booking and made him miss the scum game for what very obviously was not a handball.
At Liverpool.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. This is what I mean. There's some stuff that just needs looking at, and games should be reviewed. And
well,
you know what?
He needs to be reviewed. Absolutely.
Well, yeah. But there are so many people who would just absolutely love to be paid to watch football. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is, so Kavanagh's looking away. I don't know if you've seen it back. Kavanagh's looking away when it happens, but it's right in front of the liner.
Yeah, who does nothing about it.
Yeah.
Although we don't know, do we? Because Kavanagh can overrule the liner. If the liner says, "Oh no, he thought he were an offside," and he goes, "Shut up, I'm booking him." Liner can't do anything.
Oh no, sorry, I mean Lukic kicking the ball away.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant the.
But Lino didn't act. So the referee was looking away from Lukic when he kicked the ball away.
Okay, yeah.
But it was right in front of the Lino.
Yeah, I get you now.
Again, it just goes back to consistency and the lack of. It's disgusting.
Consistency or corruption. It's one of two. Neither's decent.
Yeah.
Something needs to be done. They've got to review stuff. They've got to start looking at what's going wrong and why it's going wrong. They've got to look at the stuff that's been interpreted. Like you look at Formula One. They have a rule book. That rule book gets picked over by these technical people that will interpret stuff in really clever ways. You can always find a way to interpret something to your liking if you're smart enough. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be somebody.
That's what the technical directors do, isn't it?
Yeah. There needs to be somebody that looks through this shit in football and starts to take some of the ambiguity out of stuff and starts to look at things and say, how can we make this a black or white decision? How can we make it a yes or no? They could outline criteria for a decision. Do you know what I mean? Has he made contact? Was the ball there? Was he reckless? You know, they should have all this anyway, but it needs to be in a way where these guys are getting reviewed, and if they're not picking up on these points and the decisions don't tally up with the rules that are in the rule book, then they get fucking disciplined, they get fucking fired, they get clockwork oranged and sat in front of an educational video with their eyes taped open. I don't care, do you know what I mean? But there's got to be some kind of way to sort this shit out. There just has to be.
No, I agree. Okay, so a couple of points at this point. So we're into the second half now. Two very good attacks, or two very promising attacks from Goodmanson. The first one, he finds himself a lot. He creates himself a lot of space and gets the ball across. Really, really good ball. Unfortunately, all three of the players in the box have gone on the last man, and nobody's gone, I'm just going to hang back here, and then they would have had a tap in. How much of that is on Gabby, and how much of that is on the players in the middle?
I don't think it can be really sort of put on Gabby too much. His job's to get a ball across, and he did that.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, he should be looking and making sure he's holding up and waiting and stuff. Yeah, fair enough if you want to pull him up on that. But I think sometimes you don't have the time to do that. It's just there's a quick movement of play. You just got to get a ball in there and make sure a ball goes in and tries to cause some chaos. And it's up to the other guys at that point to be there and to get on the end of it. If he's got loads of space and he's running, galloping down the wing and all that, he's got a big expanse in front of him. There's nobody there, and he looks and he just boots it across. You're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? But when you're in a tight spot and you just try to get past the guy who's right in front of you, you can see people are coming out the corner of your eye. Can't see exactly where they are. You just got to get past this guy, get a ball in the box. That's your job at that point. That's all you can do, I think.
Yeah. No, that's fair. So the second one didn't get that far, I'm afraid. So you are a player. There's a player behind you. You've got acres of space in front of you. You've got two teammates pushing their defenders back and two defenders marking them with nobody available to come and close you down. You're halfway between the halfway line and the box. No, halfway line and the goal.
Yeah.
Just moving towards the box, and you are cynically cleaned out with somebody not making any form of attempt for the ball. How is that? So to me, this is the denial of a goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, it's a red card for me. It may not be the last man, but he's preventing a guy who was going to be bearing down on goal from doing so.
There's also an element of what happened to about you're not allowed to tackle from behind.
Well,
it wasn't even a tackle attempt; it was an assault attempt.
Newcastle,
if you're not going for the
tackle.
ball, yeah, but if you're not going for the ball, then it's not a tackle, is it?
No,
you're just cleaning somebody out, and to me,
cynical if it's from behind like that.
It's cynical. It's definitely cynical. Now, if our player is stupid enough to do that and get sent off, I'm fuming. But I'm fuming at the player.
But you're mad at the player for doing something ridiculous. Like, they should know better. But then you've got this guy going out, and it were what's his face, wasn't it? Who we wanted to sign, Wilson. Who did it, wasn't it? It was a 2-foot sort of slide thing. It's stupid, and if he's going to do stuff like that, and then he doesn't see any real consequence, he got a yellow, didn't he?
Yes. Which makes it the same punishment as Ampadu misunderstanding whether there was an offside our way or their way.
Yeah. He could have injured a guy and he gets a yellow and potentially prevented a goal scoring opportunity. Yeah. Ampadu didn't do anything particularly wrong. He just misunderstood the call. It's just, mate, you're going to get me back on the rant about ref inconsistency. It's winding me up this season really badly. No, it's just bullshit. You can't have guys doing stuff like that. When we're going to Newcastle doing a tackle where he's caught the guy up from behind, he's got his foot round in front of him.
Yeah,
that's all right as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
you've got level with a guy, got your foot in front of him, and you've made contact with the ball.
It's no longer a tackle from behind, is it? It's from side.
No, and we're not allowed to do that. You've got DCL gets cleaned out yesterday. Then you've got Wilson cleaning out fucking whoever it was. Aronson they cleaned.
Gabby.
I can't remember who it was. Gabby, that's right. And nothing really happens. Yeah, they got a yellow for the Wilson one, but should have been a red. The other one, nothing got done at all. And and we're not even allowed to make a tackle without getting a foul or a booking or whatever. And it's just, I don't know. I don't understand how some teams are allowed to do some things and others are not. And it's hard to know where you stand.
Agreed. I'd just like to point out, Bren's in the comments. Loving your Crimbo jumper, Jay. Wear it when you want, legend.
That's
to show it properly.
That's all you're getting. I'm not standing up. I can't be bothered.
The best Christmas film there is, Die Hard. Don't at me if you're wrong and think it's not a Christmas film. But Bren's also in the comments saying straight red for me, deliberate foul, no ball in sight. I think it's all of those and the denial of a goal scoring opportunity. I think there's so many ways that it can be, tackle from behind, deliberate foul, no attempting for the ball, reckless endangerment of an opponent, and a denial of a goal scoring opportunity. I think there's several ways.
Like a full house, isn't it?
Yeah.
He still got a yellow and walked away from it.
Exactly. Yeah. However, what that did was set Elland Road alight.
Oh, yeah.
Now the response to that, because the crowd, I thought was all right. I've seen a lot of comments saying the crowd was flat. I thought was all right. Maybe because I was in the West Stand, I heard the noise from the Kop, I heard the noise from the South. And therefore, it's pictured a different way. If you're in there, maybe it did feel flat. I'll just come to you for that bit. Did it feel flat to you before that?
Yeah, it did for me. I thought it was a below average atmosphere yesterday.
Bear in mind the vanilla side that we're playing against and the beigeness of their fans.
I know. Their fans didn't really do anything. Like, apparently they were singing some stuff about Jimmy Savile early on.
I heard the South singing that back, so I assumed that's all I heard.
But I didn't really hear them particularly. They weren't noisy, they weren't loud. They're just all a bit too polite, aren't they? They're like
the Victoria Sponge in the stands, don't they?
They've got a pipe and a monocle and top hat on. Tally ho, old chapper.
To be fair, where I was in the West Stand, I was sat between two sour-faced pricks that didn't even sing Marching On Together. So,
Maybe they were Fulham fans.
But yes, that was a catalyst, I think. What happened almost immediately afterwards, Aronson's on the right, flashed a great ball in for DCL. Lots of us thought it had gone in, not too far away.
Yeah.
That
was
it's
like
a good chance.
Last week as well, when he nearly scored when he flashed it across.
Yeah, it's a good chance though, isn't it? You know, the form that he's on at the moment, you're expecting him to do slightly better than that.
Yeah, let's just hope that his run's not ended for a while, because it's been a couple of games now, hasn't it? So,
well, it has.
Yeah.
And I was critical of Farker for nothing else during this run, but critical of him for dropping him when he's on such form.
I know. That annoyed me.
You're like, well...
Is the one weapon up there that we've got. You don't... No, I understood the logic why he did it, because...
For me, it's play him every game while he's in such form, though.
I know, but we looked at the next game as the more winnable of the two games, I think, with it being the home one as well.
And it was the scrum.
Yeah,
and I get it.
And I think that's why he did it, but I agree with you. You play the guy who's in form. You don't fuck around.
Yeah.
You might bring him in.
We went away and we scored 3 goals, so can't be too critical.
No, of course.
But, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think DCL still played well. It's just he was in such scintillating form, and when it's going so well, you want to play out time, don't you? So
yeah, and you want to see him keep banging him in. I'd like to see him get another one quite soon.
Exactly.
I think he will, though, because he's still in all the right places. He's still
absolutely. Absolutely.
He's not. There's been no sort of drop in his game or his form or anything for me in that sense. It's just he hasn't scored for a couple, but he's still doing everything he was doing before, and I'm sure that he will.
Agreed. So then you see a very, very interesting dynamic between the two sides. So Okafor, in a short space of time, won a throw-in and then won a corner. And as the ball's going out, he's whipping the crowd up and they're responding to him. And that were right in corner in front of Cop. And they really did respond. At the same time, you've got Lukic going down, wanting treatment. They're slowing the game. They're limping. But that was for me the most clear, diametrically opposed dynamic throughout the entire game, because Leno had been slowing the game all the way throughout, and the referee again, we can be critical of the referee again because he didn't get hold of that. But we're building up to the climax of the game. But Ellen Road was rocking when the ball was in play, but it was out of place so much. It takes some of the buzz away, and then it has to build back up again. But then there's an almost Melier moment. Ball's played through, and Darlow comes way out of his box, heads it. You can see him try to generate as much power as possible, but it goes straight down centre of the pitch. It drops to Emil Smith Rowe, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Please
don't. That was a moment.
Please
that was a moment.
He lobs it over. Strike. There's no way that Strike's making it back. He's far too slow. But it goes wide. At that point, you're thinking, maybe the luck is with us? Or you're thinking,
I never dare feel that way. Yeah, I never dare feel that way. I'm always nervous if we level.
Yeah.
I'm always nervous if we 1 up. We've got to be at least 2 up for me to start feeling like we might be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, bang on 70 minutes. Okafor off, Nonto on. Right choice? Right change?
Yeah, I think so. Given that we were
a bit too late.
Still playing. Yeah, a bit too late. But it were the right player for me, given that we were still playing sort of with wide men going forward rather than 2 up front. So, yeah, at the time I thought so.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have seen him 10 minutes before
that. And then very little happened in between. With the game's kind of ebbed away. Nearly 10 minutes later, Tanaka and Mecha are coming on. Same question. Right change, right time?
I'd like to have seen Tanaka earlier as well, to be honest with you. I think all the subs I would have liked to have seen earlier, in fairness. I was watching that game and thinking we need to make a change here. I think, like I said before, like we played badly. I think that's probably the wrong way of phrasing it. I think we did what we needed to do, but it wasn't a good game to watch. We didn't necessarily play badly. I think we played all right, given what were in front of us, to be fair. But it was just a shit game to watch. I wanted a bit more of a spark, a bit more impetus about us, and I just felt that we needed the subs a bit sooner.
And if we get an early goal, it changes the entire complexity of the game, doesn't it? The complexion of the game, sorry. Because their game plan was spoil, slow, break up play,
100%.
Come away with a point. That's as good as we can hope for. I'm going to say it. I've avoided saying it all throughout, except at the start. I was on Sky yesterday. One of the things I said was they played like they were worried.
Klaxon.
Ding, ding, ding. They played like they were in fear of a football match breaking out.
Yeah, they don't like that at Fulham.
They didn't want to play football. They had absolutely no intent to play football. They beat our press on several occasions because we didn't press particularly effectively. They didn't all go as a unit. And they got round us, and then we're like, oh, shit. Right, okay. How do I pick up my centre-back from here? Because otherwise I'm going to have to go on the attack. And it were incredible, really, the way that they set up. But
a bit like a dog chasing a car, weren't they? Don't know what to do with it. Once
a little bit, yeah. If you catch it, you're screwed.
Like, oh, shit. What now?
Gruev off for Tanaka.
Yeah.
Bogle off for Metcha. It led us to an interesting setup then, because it looked like we'd gone to a back four with Justin at right back, but we'd been that way, as we mentioned earlier. We'd been that way early on in the game when in possession, so it was kind of difficult.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I realised that Nonto's playing wing back.
Do you know what? I don't know if I even clocked that. I don't know if I even clocked that. I lost track by the end of what were going on.
It was a little bit mad.
Really opposite end of the pitch to me as well, where all the action was at that point. So
yeah,
I was just like, I hope that I just want to see that net.
But it was it was a little bit mad. It looked like Harrington had gone over to Nonto and gone, where am I meant to be?
He said, fucked if I know. Pick a spot and go with it.
Fuckers put me in defence. You can just picture the conversation. You know, when you get to end of a season playing amateur football and you pick names out of a hat and everybody's open to play up front, regardless of what your position is, you just want to go up front. And we're like, just put me at fullback. The frustration at that point actually is, I think it's Stroik's best chance of the game. Free header, 4 yards out, totally unchallenged, just gets under the ball again and puts it over. That happens. Yeah, that happens. We've got 10 minutes left plus stoppages. You're thinking, do you know what? These will fall apart because their entire game plan is gone and they don't have time to do anything about it. You get one, you get 2 or 3.
But in fairness, the way that we've been playing recently, it's probably better that we scored at a time when there wasn't really any time for him to come back at us.
Because that's when we're most vulnerable.
Anyone gets ball in a minute against us after a goal normally gets one, don't they, at the moment? So
yeah.
The ref did try to play extra time for him to get another attack in, though.
He did.
Exactly what happened at Newcastle, which I'm still raging about. The extra couple of minutes. This guy played an extra minute and a half.
Only when we got in front. It was only 4 added on at first.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
That's incredible.
And then he played extra time. And they're having an
when
attack.
We got our nose in
this
front.
Twat's thinking, go on, Fulham. Go on. Get it in there, boys. I'll keep it going for you. Wanker.
Yeah. So, Metcha is on. Gives the ball away. Poor touches. Looks like a fish out of water. It reminded me, you know, when we signed Marlon King, and he was a very capable 9, and we played him on the wing instead, and he did absolutely nothing. We had him on loan. We sent him away, and he went to Watford and scored 1 in 2 for 2 seasons on bounce and got him promoted because they played him up front instead of on wing. Reminded me a little bit of that, but we had a corner. He flashed a header across. It looked like, from the East Stand perspective, it looked like it were in. I don't know if it looked that way to you. I were behind it, so I saw the angle and I saw it going wide, but it wasn't too far wide.
Yeah, I think it did look like it were going into us.
It sounded like there were some cheers, like people thought it had gone in. But then, minute later, ball's pinging around in midfield. Ampadu does really well to win it. Tries to play it forward. It bounces off their defender to Tanaka. Ampadu's continued his run out wide. Tanaka picks him out really well, and a sweet crossing.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Then what you've got Metchers coming off the left, being fronted up by a fullback who he just beats. He just bullies him.
Yeah.
And it's a hell of a finish. Reads it really well. It's a really good finish.
It's kind of like that's what he's there for, and like all the rest of it is just like something he just has to cope with and do. He just has to try and get some shots in because he can shoot and he can finish.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's like a technical finisher like Pirro, but he's certainly not a bad finisher. He's shown
No, he's got a finish.
Probably more with his feet than DCL's shown with his feet.
Yeah, I would go with that. There was one incredible one. It was given offside. It was DCL that was offside. I can't remember who it was against. But he was in front of the cop, and I were in the cop that day. And he swiveled and shot, and he hit it so hard and true right into the bottom corner. And you're thinking, hell, you didn't even have a chance to look at where the goal was. And now he's got a finish on him. He knows where the goal is.
He does,
definitely got a finish on him. I mean, at that point, you're thinking, this is just desserts. The one that we owed them for Gabby's unlucky own goal in the reverse fixture at their place, when they didn't deserve anything out of that game. They deserve
nothing.
Not even a point out of that game, and they got all three. So we owed them for that. The time wasting by Leno from the absolute get-go, first minute, the time wasting, the slowing down, the fact that as soon as we scored, they're rushing to take the goal kicks. It's all just It all adds up to it just being delicious, doesn't it?
It's one of my favourite things in a game when a team is shithoused like that, and then you score right at the end. Suddenly, everyone's like, "Oh shit!" and it's all hands on deck. It's urgent. Like, hang on, it took you about 10 minutes to take last goal kick. Who's put 20p in him?
Yeah, it's your own fault, dickheads.
I love it. It's just like you can see like a sheer panic, can't you? Oh shit! His own game plan's ruined us. I love it.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So Netch's for own goal again. Having just scored that goal, and given how good an attempt on goal it is and how good a save it pulls from him, DCL's free in the middle.
I know.
Do you blame him for shooting? Has he got to pick out his star man?
It's hard to criticise a striker for taking a shot.
Especially having just scored.
But he probably should have put a ball across there, I think. But like you say, just scored. You're going to be buzzing, aren't you? You're going to be like, fucking hell, well, I'm going to have another one here. I'm in. Let's go.
And if he doesn't get it on target, it's easy to be more critical then, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And if he does
get it on target and works the keeper.
Yeah. And if he does take the shot, though, and works the keeper, there's every chance it's going to spill for your other guy in the middle. So you never know.
And they are told to shoot a cross goal as well, which he did. It were going in far corner if Leno had not made the save. So, yeah.
Bloody hell, Gilly.
Go on.
We've got a super chat.
Oh, nice. Thank you very much, Kenneth Clement.
Thank you.
3 points. Have a beer on me, boys. Thank you very much, Kenneth. Love it.
Beautiful.
So it's difficult to be overcritical. He's just scored and he gets it on target. It's a good shot and he works the keeper. But I really want DCL to get a goal.
I know. But somebody said in the comments, he scored in the last game at Newcastle, didn't he? I said he's not scored for a couple. I'm thinking of Derby as well, but it doesn't really count, does it? But yeah, I just want to see him.
8 in 9, I think it is.
I want to see him score a shit ton of goals, not just because it's good for us, but I want him to go to the World Cup now. I'm right behind it. I want something to cheer about at the World Cup that's beyond just the generic England. You know, I want to support a Leeds player playing for England. It'd be ace.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a different dynamic then, and I really want him to score in the Everton fixture. That'd be beautiful.
Big time. It's going to be really interesting to see what sort of reception he gets in it.
It is, because it feels like they thought quite highly of him, but they hadn't seen the best of him, and were like, yeah, he'll do all of that hard work for you, but he's not going to get any goals, and all of a sudden he's banging them in for us.
Yeah.
So there might be a little bit of frustration for them as well.
It's funny how these things work, though, Gilly. If we, everybody were disappointed when we got him and was like, we can't just have him. We need somebody else, and they were going to drop 40 million on Mooney's. who's scored 1 in 7, and he's injured. I think he's barely featured.
He's had a bad injury run this season. Yeah, absolutely.
If we ended up with that guy instead, there'd be no money left to get anyone in January. We would be how we are, and that would be it for the rest of the season.
Correct.
And we'd be fucked.
And we wouldn't have had decisive goals. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean.
So, I mean, you never entirely know, because Muniz might not have got injured if he'd have signed for us. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But just to touch on it, actually, there is one player that signed for us. How frustrated must Buonanotte be at not signing for us in summer, going to Chelsea and not even playing? Not even getting its squad.
I know. But, hey, listen, you pays your money, you takes your choices.
Yeah, it's lovely to have him now, though, isn't it? Because he is a baller.
It is.
He's good on the ball.
Shitty. It's a bit shitty the way he did it. The way that, there was a plane waiting for him and we thought he was coming. But, hey, look, at the end of the day, he's a young lad. He thought he was going to go play for Chelsea and play European football and stuff. And I'm not going to massively begrudge a player for choosing what he thought was going to be a better career option. He doesn't have a loyalty connection to us. It's a job for him, and you're weighing up jobs, aren't you? Like, it's like, Gilly, when someone rings you up and offers you 15 quid an hour for a really high responsibility job, and you think, but I could do this other job where I get in 80 quid an hour and do my own role, not everybody else's.
I wish 80 quid an hour might be a stretch.
Yeah, but one day, mate. That's the
you never know.
But you know what I mean, don't you? So I don't blame him massively for going to Chelsea, but I think that he will regret it, and it could be a good thing for us because he'll now have a point to prove. He now has to win us over. He now has to go out and show Chelsea, you were wrong to not use me. You should have used me.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll light a fire under him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he is a good player, as you say. He's got some real good technical skill, and he carried the ball a hell of a lot for Leicester, didn't he? He was good at getting up the pitch and stuff and beating his man. So hopefully he could be Okafor's replacement if he doesn't step it up.
I suspect he might play that if we're in a 3-5-2. He might play in that advanced midfield role behind the two if we're at home.
Yeah, because he can play wing or sort of 10.
Yeah, I'd really quite like to see if we're genuinely playing two up front. Can we find a space for him in midfield behind Mecha and DCL, and have him play in the channels? I think that would be, that would, especially if they're able to give him kind of a free role, because that to me is where he might flourish, and he's much more attacking, and that's what we need at home. We're going to play against sides like Fulham that have just come to shut up shop and not try to play football, and we need to overcome that. And hopefully he's got the guile and the craft to kind of unlock that. But yeah, no, all good on that. So potentially quite a difficult question then. Man at match.
Ooh, that is a difficult question, actually. Can't actually sort of think of who really excelled, because it felt like a game where everyone just kind of did a decent job.
So I thought Gabby played really well.
Gabby did play well. I think I'd probably give it to Ampadu.
Yeah. I thought Gabby played really well. I thought Justin played well, especially given that he would ask to be dynamic in the game and play in a different position. But for me, the assist for the goal was kind of the cherry on top for me. I thought he was very good.
Yeah, the assist capped it, really. He had a really good game. He got an assist. It's really hard to give it to anyone else for me. As I say, I don't think anybody else really did anything spectacular. Gabby was good, as you say, but like by his own standard, I've seen him be better. I think that goes across the board for everyone. It was just one of those games. We weren't at our best level, but we did what we needed to do. And it were probably more pragmatic and workmanlike than we would kind of like to see. But some games are just like that, aren't they?
Yeah.
And out of that, Ampadu, stood out. He good passing, did the assist. His tackling was good. He was being a shithouse as he is, and encouraging the guys around him, and the team just functions so much better with him in there.
Yeah, it does. He does. He makes us tick, doesn't he? No, good.
It's beyond his own game. It's the team generally.
And real positives as well. So it's a real shame that West Ham managed to get a last minute winner. It's a real shame that Burnley managed to somehow pick a point up against Liverpool. If you look around us, actually, you can't trust Man City, you can't trust Spurs to do anything. So other than our result, there were a lot of fixtures that went badly yesterday from a perspective of a Leeds fan. The Scum winning, West Ham winning, Burnley getting a draw where they had no right to. Arsenal fucking up against Forest as well and them getting a point. So there were a lot that didn't quite go right for us, God knows. But on the flip side, Palace are a bin fire.
Oh, God.
How they've managed to wrest this position from such a position of strength is quite incredible.
Their arse has dropped out, hasn't it?
Spurs are only 2 points in front of us and they're a bin fire, and I reckon that Frank's about to go.
I think so.
Bournemouth are 1 point in front of us. They've just lost Semenyo. There's a lot of positives here.
From that.
There's a lot of positives for Leeds. Now,
I'm just looking at the table now.
If you look at 8 points clear of West Ham is the important metric because
it is.
That means they've got to get 3 more wins than us over the course of the rest of the season. And their points per game would have to more than double to get anywhere near. There we go. So Wolves are down. There's no two ways about it. Wolves are down.
Yeah, they're finished, man.
Burnley are almost certainly gone.
It's very close, isn't it?
West
even if Wolves win the game in hand, we're still sort of 15 points ahead of them. They're finished, man.
Yeah, Spurs are gone. But if you look at what's happening at the moment in the sides that are just above us, Palace potentially could just drop like it looks like Glasner's going to be on his way out after. I don't know if you've heard any of the comments that he made yesterday, but he just says it's been abandoned by the board. Well, are the board going to just start? Yeah. Says absolutely. He said he's not signing a contract extension at the end of the year. And obviously, Gahey going is a big impact to them. They've lost some massive players. Olise, Eze, they've lost some real quality out there.
Fall into it, couldn't they?
And it looks like Mateta might be going as well.
They're going to be like Ian Beale, aren't they? With the I've got nothing left.
So Palace could easily drop into this. They are, they are not a world away from where we are.
Bournemouth do have a game in hand.
Bournemouth have got a game in hand, but are only 1 point in front of us. Spurs are definitely been striking. Now, bear in mind, Spurs were the worst side. Spurs were the worst side not to get relegated last season.
They were, yeah.
They finished 17th. They were the worst side not to get relegated.
They keep going on about being European champions because they're all morons.
So, no two ways about it. There's a lot of twists and turns in this story. So of this season so far,
and it could also go the other way. We have to.
It absolutely could. It absolutely could.
Game.
And if you look at if you look at where Fulham are, they've had a 6 point swing on us. They deserve nothing from us in the reverse fixture at their place and got all 3 points. So it should be 3 to us and 3 off them. We'd be joint on points with them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So a couple of teams that have took points.
Absolutely. Bournemouth got points off us that shouldn't.
Spurs would not be where they are now. They'd be below us.
Yeah. So I think for me, Everton will probably be in and around where they are now.
I think
everybody below them could easily get pulled into it. Easily.
I'm still pissed off that Brentford are doing all right.
And Sunderland sticks in the cross somewhat, doesn't it?
It does. It does. But I like the whole anti-establishment side of it, that us and Sunderland are having a bit of a go and breaking up the status quo.
Yeah, bottom 3 always go down.
Yeah. We're together in that, but we'll kick shit out of each other when we're face to face.
Yeah. So, but genuinely, Palace, Spurs, Bournemouth, they could put a big run of no wins at all together, and then what? I think they're in the mix.
If Spurs are really as bad as they seem to be, and they do sack the manager, and then they end up in a no man's land for a week or two with a caretaker manager, they could easily lose a couple more games in a row.
Yep.
It could take serious time to turn them around, but can you imagine if Spurs went down from here? That'd be incredible, wouldn't it? But that'd take West Ham getting their act together.
Yes, but I think if you look on, they got the late winner yesterday. I think, given the chance, I mean, I know it was El Sakiko yesterday, because if Nuno had not got a win, then people were talking about he's going to be out of a job. But it was very much which of those managers is going to get sacked because they don't win that specific game. But to lose against West Ham at Spurs, and that's a 6-pointer. If you look at the Spurs position last season and now, it's just. I think it's very, very easy for them to get fully drawn into it. And if West Ham do turn it around, I mean, Forest getting a point against Arsenal, nobody would have expected.
No, not at all. You do get the odd freak result, though, don't you? We all know that.
You do. Burnley against Liverpool. That's another one on the same day. But that's why it was so crucial that we got that goal yesterday. We needed them 3 points. It would have felt very different now if it had been a draw or, heaven forbid, a defeat.
Do you know what's funny, though, with Spurs? It's like, if we'd have finished 17th in the Premier League last season, we'd have been looking at this season and saying, right, we don't want to be down there again. Let's hope we can kind of pull away from that. But we'd be looking at it saying, but we are in that relegation battle before this season starts. We need to earn our way up the table and prove we're not part of that. But they've looked at themselves finishing 17th and thinking, yeah, but with Spurs, it's just a blip. We'll be awesome again next year. We're going to win the league. It's like, you're not, are you? You need to accept you are where you are. You won a tournament against other shit teams that have somehow scraped into some sort of European contention. And you are where you are. This is where you deserve to be. You haven't proven that you...
Yeah, but Jay, they spent £250 million, £200 million this year. Javi Simmons, 50... we're in euros, but 50 to 55 million pounds. Kudos. They've signed Gallagher now. Big money.
Look, it's just Victor Ottering on a bigger scale.
I don't know. I genuinely, I think they might be in. I think they might be in big bother. I don't think West Ham actually turn it fully around. I think West Ham still probably go down. And the 115 charges against Man City, or 127, however many it is now. If you look at the odds, Man City is still in there because the bookies are still looking at that, thinking, are they going to get points deductions? Oh, yeah, I think they're about fifth favourite to go down.
That's because they're terrified of getting stung big time if they do get relegated or something through some crazy deduction. Yeah, they have to cover their asses, don't they, at the end of the day? So
exactly. So
possibility it's going to be reflected.
Yeah, so definite twist into. There's no counting our chickens. We do not think that we're out of this in any way, shape, or form. The more sides that are in it, the better for us.
People feel calm, but like you say, it's so much more to go on yet,
and it can change quickly. If they'd have poxed a winner yesterday, the complexion of that changes entirely. But
it does.
We're on a good run of form. We were in that bottom three, remember?
We were.
We're now 8 points clear of it. So the points per game tally is right. We're on all of the metrics show that we're doing all the right things.
They do. We just have to keep it up and hope we don't go tits up, because it only takes 2 games getting beat in both games, and that table could change quite quickly for us. Exactly, and then it's nervy again, and you're thinking, oh, shit. Are we on a bad run and West Ham are now on a good, you know what I mean? And that is the one thing that we do.
No, we need to keep it going. Absolutely need to keep it going. Right, we're going to call it there. So thank you very much, everybody that's joined us on your Sundays. Go and enjoy your Sunday dinner or go for a walk, walk the dogs, do whatever it is that you're doing. I've let side down. Herbert says that.
I did wonder if you were going to bust one out.
But, I've let side down. I've not done it.
It's all right. You can use it on Tuesday.
What I will do, though, is I'll build a graph that shows the form and what trajectory we've had as well. So we can sort something out like that as well. So, yeah, thank you very much for joining us on Sunday dinner time. Thank you very much, Jay, for jumping on with me and joining me.
Anytime, mate.
Good man. Thank you very much to, was it Kenneth, for the super chat?
It was.
We will enjoy that beer very much. Thank you very much for that. And thanks to all the comments and shares, likes, subscribes, all of that sort of stuff. Because when we get the comments flowing, it makes this stuff so much easier.
It does.
So we always appreciate that very much. If you haven't, then click that bell, and once it's done, I think it takes 4 hours or something. Go give us a hype, because that's a new thing that I don't really understand yet. But it'd be appreciated if you can do.
Yeah, helps us out.
Join us again on Tuesday for our main podcast. I can't remember who's going to be on that. I did have a look, but I've got absolutely no idea. And
I think I'm on. I think.
Right.
But that's all I can remember. Right, I've got the rotor right here. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go. So B and C, blah blah blah, and then the next one's Everton in it. So it is yourself, Luke, and Smarty. It's not me. Oh, there we go.
Right. Fair enough. Thank you very much for that, Jay. We will see you on Tuesday. Thanks again for joining us. And I've not lined up the fucking outro, have I? So I just need to pad slightly longer. And then we'll do an outro. Absolutely. Let's enjoy these dulcet tones.
It's all to know better. We all to know much better than letting Carl go on with Jay. Luke's calling out bad weathers, and Smarty is no better, and Gilly gets fan mail again. But every time we go live,
shit take has been
can't speak or even tell the time.
It's more a toys out the pram.
It's all
if I see his mother in the stands,
much better.
I'm
this
gonna crack an egg
show for tonight. And if you like these weapons and you don't think that
one last run,
please go check out our merch. Good night.
Little tosser, and I hate him. He's shit. He's average, and he's a shit house.